so tired, and then like watching that film, I almost went past my peak of tiredness, and it gave me like a load of energy. Not even energy, but just more alertness, I guess.
What happened at the end of that film?
At the end of that film,
They end up liking each other, didn't they?
yeah, they had a kiss. And everybody lives happily ever after. So well done, it was a good film. Good film, good choice. I enjoyed it. It was nice to just actually watch a decent film. Yeah, I haven't watched a good film for ages, not one that I've really enjoyed. Like, we've watched some like that Mama film, and it was like a relatively good film, but parts of it would make me feel like on edge or anxious, and I don't like that. I'd rather just watch like a really nice, like...
Why don't you just watch hours of credits?
No, credits are boring. I like a storyline, but I
know what this is. Remember this?
Sort of.
Tristan, it's your mate.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Do you remember?
Yeah.
What's it from?
Andrew Tate. And it was that the dancing man. And I used to say, Charlie, that's you.
And he has a horse head on or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Tell you about it. What
Yeah.
was it, man?
No, just life.
Life. So, Monday, new day, new week. Those storms last night definitely cleared the air. So it's nice just to come out and be able to breathe a bit, because the last, maybe 2 weeks, very, very grateful for all the weather. It's been very muggy in the air. So the weather is due to, from this afternoon, be nice again, but not as humid. So yeah, nice to get out a bit earlier this morning and head to the gym. feel I can push myself more when I'm with you, because if I fail anything, you're able to support me. Whereas when I'm on my own, I obviously don't have that. Again, it does come with its pros and its cons. Like, I love doing legs. I'm good. Legs, I can push relatively heavy. Especially recently, the last couple of weeks, I've really felt like I can push so much heavier with my legs. So yeah, looking forward to doing another leg session this week and just really seeing what I can push out on the leg press.
$1 a day. Guys, you can literally speak with millionaires and billionaires every single week and ask them questions live for just $1 freaking a day. Let me be clear, this isn't a course. This isn't about $25,000. This isn't outdated information. This is live access.
Where's my biscuits?
Come in.
So if you're in 9 to 5,
Give me a kiss.
your life, this is for you. If you have a business idea and you want to bring it to life, this is for you. And if you're already an entrepreneur and you want to scale to 7, 8, and even 9 figures, this is for you. But here's the thing.
So, in the kitchen right now, I just bought some grapes. I'm going to pop them in here and soak them in Kangen water to get off any of the chemicals or pesticides. I have some eggs. I'm going to make myself some scrambled egg with some toast, really good bread. This is Charlie's food I'm just doing right now. He's going to have steak, cauliflower, carrots, avocado. I just made him a tea, made me a tea. And over here we have clearing up to do from this morning. We have some broth on the hob over here. This has got chicken bones and also beef bones in it. So we'll leave this soaking here for 48 hours-ish. And then that will be so highly nutritious. And we'll mix that in with different meats, with rice noodles, veggies, things like that. So that is what we are up to right now. Home from the gym, Monday flow. I'm just having a little break between some of my working blocks and just waiting for the kettle to finish boiling. And I thought it was a really great opportunity to come and share a little bit about how I find working from home. I always get the question from people of, how do you work from home? How do you not get distracted? And it definitely comes with its pros and cons. Like right now, trying to record this video, and Shadow is just running up from one door to the next door, to the next door, to the next door, because we've got all these little geckos in the garden, and he loves chasing them. So if he sees one outside, he will just run back and forth, and his little, I'm not sure if you can hear it on the camera, but it's like pitter patter with his little nails hitting the floor, is something that's like super triggering for me, and it's like a distraction. So working from home definitely does come with its cons. Shadow is definitely a big distraction. On the whole, he's pretty good in the sense of he will go play outside for a little while, and then when he comes inside, like he's under the table now, pawing at my feet because he wants to go outside. Usually when he comes inside, like I've just been doing a flow of work for maybe about 2.5 hours or so, and he's just been asleep in the sun, on his bed, on the floor, fast asleep. So on the whole, he is pretty good. But when he gets ready to want to do something else, he will come and paw me. He'll just be being a little monster. So that's definitely a distraction. Another distraction is things around the house. I will be like, oh yeah, this needs to be done, or oh yeah, that needs to be done. And that can really take me out of my focus on what I'm doing. And especially like now, for example, Charlie's upstairs in the office and he's on calls, and he will do at least a few hours back to back. Sometimes it can be like he was doing like 17, 18, 19 hours. Now he has a little bit more structure and control, I guess, over the times that he does. But especially if he's upstairs, I find that I can get distracted a lot easier. Whereas when he's down here, I'll be like, right, I'm here, I'm flowing, he's here, he's flowing. So that's definitely something that I find I can get distracted with, is like, oh, let's go and hang the washing up, or oh, let's go and do this quickly or do that. And so that's definitely something that I'm trying to work on, and something that's helped me at the moment. And it's something that's quite new, but we share a calendar. We use Motion. I like Motion. I think it's really easy to Charlie's calendar on there, my calendar on there, and just really be able to work and structure things well together, whilst also seeing our own individual calls as well. But we've really been building structure. So it's like, right, I know at this time, this is when I'll do the housework. And we do also now have a cleaner that comes in once a week. So it's not something that I have to massively focus on like I usually do, but there are still parts that I want to do. So I need to do as well. Like, they don't do our washing and stuff like that. And Charlie really helped me with building the structure. And what are you doing? You want to be involved? What are you doing? Should we go and let you outside? Come on, let's let you outside. Real life right now, real life. He's outside now, chasing the geckos. So yeah, anyway, the structure that Charlie has helped me build on the calendar is really helpful. And he goes to boxing twice a week. So on one of those sessions, which is a Tuesday, that's when I'll get the majority of my housework done. And it has really, really helped and lowered the amount of distraction I get. Because especially with us being in properties for like 3 months, and we do have a lot of stuff, and obviously we do have a dog, we are very clean, we are very tidy, we are very organised, we are very structured, but life does happen. And because we do have a lot of stuff, but it's not our home, not everything has a space. So things can get a little bit all over the place. So this structure with putting in like the housework, for example, that has definitely lessened my distractions whilst I am working at home. Other things whilst I'm working at home, I mean, comes with so many pros in the sense of I can wear what I want. Like, obviously when I go out, I can wear what I want. But especially when the weather's hot, it's like I can be indoors, there's aircon, it's nice and cool. And then if I want to quickly put my bikini on and go and sit outside for half an hour to have a half-hour break, I can do that. Whereas obviously when I'm out in coffee shops and things like that, we went to a place for breakfast at the weekend and it was really, really nice. They got really, really fast internet. So I took that opportunity to download so much content between like our Dropbox and the Descript, whilst like I'm doing all my editing and downloading some different platforms for me to try out, some different apps and things like that. The internet speed we've got here is good for like general internet, and I haven't been doing video editing before, so this is the first time that I'm actually doing video editing. And with the files, some of our video files are like an hour long, so downloading them and uploading them and things like that can take quite a while. So going out does have its pros in the sense of you can get really fast internet speed. You can also get really slow internet speed. So again, having your systems and knowing, right, I want to go out on this day and I want to get this amount of work done, where is good for internet? This place we had been to before, we'd connected to the internet and done a speed test, so we knew they had really fast internet. So we chose to go there. But that's also something really like planning, like I have all the places saved on Google Maps and I know like this is really good for internet speed, or just quiet as well. We want somewhere that we can tuck ourselves away, put our headphones on and just be focused. Some places are so busy and the energy is really high and there's a lot going on that, especially for me, I find it really hard to focus. I am so easily distracted. And I will happily say that it doesn't take a lot for me to get distracted. I will, like right now, I'm distracted looking at shadow outside. and it's so easy for me to get distracted. I'm really working on it. I'm really trying to like keep myself grounded and focus on the task that I'm doing. I especially find if I set myself smaller tasks, I get less distracted. But that can also be a con with going out, because it's like, I quite often have it with babies. Like when we were in the brunch place the other day, there was a family came in, like mum and a dad with a newborn baby, and the baby was crying, and I was just sitting there like staring at the baby and in my little baby daydream. So that can be really distracting as well. But then on the other side, I've got the thing of I can't get distracted by housework. I don't have to think, oh, I want to make a tea, I'm going to get up and put the kettle on and get distracted and do this. It's like, no, I just get someone to bring me one over. So there definitely does have the pros and the cons to working at home rather than going out to work somewhere, especially being a digital nomad and not having that like work space that you go to, your office or your, for me, like used to be a hospital or something like that. You do just work anywhere that you've got your laptop and you've got internet connection. So my top tips for that would definitely be know the things that distract you and go to the places that are less likely to have those distractions, and switch it up. Like, you can get cabin fever almost sometimes being at home. Obviously we go to the gym, so we get out all the time. We go to the gym anyway, but before we were here and when we weren't going to a gym, it's so easy to be like, oh, I'm just in today. I'm working. I'm doing everything from home. And you can be at home for days and days and only venture out to the garden. So that would definitely be something. Like, structure is such a big thing for me, and I keep speaking about it, but because I feel, especially with this life of being on the go, to really get the most from it and still be super productive, you need to have those systems, you need to have those structures in place. It's really important because it is so easy to go off in all these other directions. Maybe not for everyone. Charlie is definitely much better than what I am at staying focused, at getting a task done. And I don't know if, like, you know, could be a little bit of like ADHD or so inside me, where like I definitely can't stay focused on one thing for too long. But I'm getting better and I'm learning and I'm finding the things that work best for me. I love what I'm doing with the video editing and being able to pour that creativity of mine into something and into something that I love. It definitely helps with not being so distracted. So they are some of the things that I find are pros and cons to working in our Airbnb versus working in a coffee shop. Now, I'm going to make my raw milk tea. That's another thing as well. I can never get raw milk when I go out. And English breakfast tea bags are so hard to get in coffee shops. So that's another pro to being at home, is I can have my English breakfast tea with my raw local honey and my raw milk. So now I'm going to go make one of them, get a shadow in, and flow into my second phase of work. This is something that I find super important when working from laptops a lot and being around a lot of the EMFs and the electrical components that we are with laptops and Bluetooth and everything else, is coming outside and grounding my feet. Another pro to being at home and not being in a coffee shop is that at any moment I can literally take my clothes off, come in the garden and just reground. Grounding, earthing, different words for it, is so important for the body, for the electrical system. You have the energy in the earth, and when we connect barefoot, bare hands, as much of the skin as you can get, you really allow so much the energy. We are energetical beings, and so when we are connecting to the earth, we are receiving the energy. we are allowing the energy to regulate in our bodies. We are helping with the lymphatic system and the detoxing. If we are around a lot of EMFs and electricals all the time, that is having such an effect on our body, on our nervous systems. And just coming outside for a few minutes and grounding your feet, even grounding your hands, touching the grass, getting as much of your bare skin on the grass, and having your bare skin out for the amazing healing sun that people try to say is dangerous for us. Touching our body is going to give your body, your energy, just that little boost that it needs. And so that is something that I also find so helpful with just working from my home environment, is having that freedom to be able to come outside, do what I need to do in my body, have a short break, and just really reset myself, because health is such a big thing. And I think so often we don't realise how much time we can stay sat down in one position. And sitting is so bad for our bodies as it is. But not just the sitting, obviously coming outside and moving our bodies. I'm always trying to shake, waking up my body, waking up my lymphatic system, but getting these bare feet on the grass. Even if you're not on electrical devices all day, this is still something that is so important for your health. And I really do recommend every single human being, numerous times a day, no matter what the weather is, no matter what's happening, but especially if you are an entrepreneur, a digital nomad, just somebody who is working from your computer and your device a lot, be sure to set yourself regular breaks throughout the day to come and regulate. Do some research on grounding, on earthing, and see the health benefits that it has. And also see the side effects of EMFs and electricity, and what it does to the body, what it does to your energy, what it does to the brain cells. And so when you realise that, okay, I am going to be on these devices a lot because this is my work, this is my job, this is how I'm earning my money, then you know, what can I do to balance that out, to ensure that I am feeling my best, to ensure that I'm looking after my health in the best way. Grounding. Get on the earth. It feels good. Nature is medicine. So, for those of you that don't know me, I love English breakfast tea. I love it so much. And back in the day, I used to be very bad, in the sense of I would have probably 3 spoons of sugar in my tea. So it wasn't even the tea that I was enjoying, it was clearly the sugar. I then eventually transitioned onto agave, which is better, but then there was a lot of studies coming out of what that's actually doing to the body and how good that actually is. And I think agave is great for you, but it's the source that you're getting, and especially in this day and age, how much can you trust the source? So then it was the beginning of this year, actually, I just had this thing inside me and I was like, I've got to stop having agave. I can't have agave anymore. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that signal's come through to me. And so I switched to honey. So now I always find a raw local honey wherever I go. And it just allows me to feel that I can enjoy having my English breakfast tea, but having the raw honey, I still get to have the sweetness, but I know it's coming from local, it's raw, and it's not full of any shit. Another thing that I love is my raw milk. And one of the things I found the most difficult when first coming traveling was not having the same accessibility to the products that I wanted. And raw milk was one of them. Raw milk is really hard to get because you can't just get it in shops, because it hasn't gone through the process that the milk does that's on the shelf. So it's not pasteurized, it hasn't been heated, it hasn't had all the bacteria killed and all things like that. It literally comes out the cow, into the bottle, into my hand. And as we've gone traveling, before we go to a property, I always research, can I get raw milk? What are the local farms like? It's a priority of mine. Maybe not as important as Wi-Fi, but it is still up there with one of the highest needs for me. And where we are here, I am so grateful to say, literally across the road from us, there's a lovely older lady called Grandma Jocka, and she has her own cow, Milka, and whenever I want, I just text the Airbnb host and she gets Grandma Jocka to milk the cow that evening and bring me a litre of fresh milk. And she'll just bring it in any old glass bottle. This is actually an old vodka bottle that she has. And it's so cheap. I think it's about 80p in English, not even a pound, for what this is. Completely pure, like amazing. Like, it is incredible. And she always brings us, like, she brought us some strawberries recently that she grows. She brought us some tomatoes that she grows. And things like this is what really makes me feel at home, because to some people it might be, oh, it's just milk. And I can go without milk. It's not the end of the world. But I also have that thing inside me of, why shouldn't I have the things that I love and I enjoy? It's something that I really love and enjoy. And I don't like to drink milk just from the shop, because I know how good, when you have the milk in its natural source, how it's come directly from the cow, it has so many health benefits. Do some research, see the health benefits of raw milk. You've got to know where to look, because if you just go on basic Google, you will see a lot of, oh, it's dangerous for you, it can make you unwell, and all of this fear-mongering stuff. But that's not true. I don't get like stomach cramps now after I have milk. I used to have such bad skin. Like, honestly, my skin was so bad. And when you look on, there's like a map that you can see where on your face you're getting like spots. You can see like what it's related to, and where I was getting it was like the digestive system. And since having this, I don't get skin. I get a little flare-ups from time to time around like my cycle and stuff, maybe a couple here or there. But on the whole, I have really clear skin, and I definitely feel that the milk's helped. So this is something that I feel is such a blessing, that at any point I want it, I just send a text message and I get it delivered warm to my door, straight from the cow. And it just goes to show, because I never imagined that I could get this like this. Like, even in the UK, I couldn't get that. I had to either get it delivered and bulk order it so I'd keep it in the freezer, and then it's not as fresh. So it does lose some of those health benefits. It's still good for you, but you do lose some of those health benefits. Or I'd have to travel an hour in the car to get some. Again, for that journey, I would bulk buy it and put it in the freezer. This, I get it fresh. Like, I couldn't ask for it much fresher unless I went and milked the cow myself. Which, who knows, I might get a chance to do before we go. We will see. So yeah, I am, every time I make myself a tea, I am so grateful that I am able to bless my body with this kind of nutrients, because there is so much shit on this earth right now of what they're trying to sell us is food and good for us, and most of the time we just have to strip it back to basics. Literally, you need a cow. Of course, you want the cow to be healthy and well looked after and not fed shit and not on antibiotics. Absolutely. And that was one of the first things I asked when I got here was, can you tell me about the cow? Does it have any antibiotics? What does it eat? Da, da, da. And because that's important. If you're getting raw milk, you want to know that the cow's healthy. Same as your meat. If you're getting meat, you want to know that it's from a good source. So I am really grateful that I'm in Serbia right now, and there is a beautiful cow over there that's providing me with this goodness to really enjoy my English breakfast tea. And it does excite me of how, like, the countries that we're looking at next, one of them is Slovakia. And again, I was seeing in Slovakia, another one is Austria, how they've got all these like farm shops everywhere, and you can just go in and order your milk fresh for that day. And when you go out and you really start exploring and you put yourself into these different situations than what you usually would be in, you really see how there is so much that we can get out there, and we just have to go out and find it. We just have to go out and explore and look at new places and do the research, because it is all in another language. Like, everything is the opposite to like it is in the UK. You drive on the other side of the road, the currency is different, the language is different. Like, there's so much, but there also is so much you can use to support you on that. Like, do your research, be prepared in advance, and that is something that we are very good at. We never just go to a country not knowing anything. We've done so much research before we go there. We've got the places we want to visit. I've usually reached out to, like, one of my things is I love to get my nails done. These are my natural nails, and I just get a gel colour on them. And I always reach out to nail salons before, and I find out about like what products they use, what's their hygiene like. I look at all their reviews. The same as like finding butchers and finding places for raw milk and just finding good organic fruit and veggies and stuff like that. So yeah, being prepared, being ahead of the game so that you're never chasing your tail when you're going to these new countries. It makes the transition so much easier. So now I am going to go and enjoy my tea with my fresh cow's milk from the beautiful milker.
And I love the thought of coming home to you, even if I know we can make it. Yes, I love the thought of giving hope to you.